Hello, welcome pen friends. I'm back to do another video because earlier I tried a live stream and it was kind of working, but then we had an interruption in our Wi-Fi and I should have known because that had been happening today. It's very rare. It doesn't usually happen at all. In fact, when I used to live stream with Periscope, it was seldom ever a problem. You know, upload speeds are good, but I think the whole neighborhood and the whole world is using a lot of internet. So I'll look into that a little more because that was really exciting. Several of you, came and I saw your comments. I wasn't really too speedy about reading them. And in the vertical format, it gives more time to read them all. In the horizontal format, I noticed, wow, I had to really try to be on the ball. But I thought I'd just come and do a little video update on what I've been up to and what's happening here. Of course, we're all in Texas. We're advised to stay home, and many places are, and it's quiet. And we're at home almost all the time. In fact, today we went out and I mailed 3 Penpal letters, and we were able to go and put in some prescriptions without getting out of the car because our HEB pharmacy has that drive-through, which we never had even taken advantage of. And so it's kind of neat that they have those kind of services. So we did that. And some of you that follow me on Instagram know that I'm doing a total inventory of my ink samples. So first I inventoried my pens, and then I went in and did the bottled inks in that it's Google Sheets, it's called. So it's in the Google Docs area, but it's really been good. It's a positive project to focus on, during this stressful time. So I'm behind on my Penpal letters, but I'm starting to feel like writing, and I got 3 out today. And I was even working on some little booklets. This is a little card that I had found a package of at Half Price Bookstore back before all the pandemic started. And it's got a really nice inside kind of color too. Anyway, I'm starting to make some little booklets and rounding the corners. It's a little bit larger than passport size, but it's still a lot of fun. Looking for those little projects to really stay positive. So let's see. I didn't make very many notes here because I thought, I always have a lot to say. But yeah, it took quite a while for us, as I'm sure it did for others, just to get stocked where we felt like we had 2 weeks worth of supplies, because the lines just to get in the stores, and we really wanted to wait till those lines died down because Manuel has underlying conditions where we don't want it to be in the store any more than we have to be. So we feel a lot more at ease now that we can shelter in place, so to speak, and that we have the things we need, because we're almost on top of hurricane season here in South Texas too. But so that was something that luckily we'd already started preparing for that, because that's real serious to prepare for hurricanes, and just be ready in case you lose your water and your electricity and all of that kind of thing. So that's a big advantage, I think, that we have that mindset all the time. Because we've had other emergencies here too. One time we had a scare that the water supply wasn't safe, and it was a real scare too. We weren't to take showers or use the water at all. And by the time that was announced at 10 o'clock, by midnight the stores were sold out of water that time. That was a couple years ago, I think. It's amazing how fast time goes. So since then, we have had that mindset of keeping ahead on some of our supplies. But anyway, this is a very unique opportunity for us. We stay home a lot all the time, and so it's not really new to us, but it is new that the whole well, I could if I wanted to kind of thing went away, and I think we're all definitely dealing with that. But being in a retired lifestyle probably helps us, because it's not quite the same in terms of logistics with children, schooling, jobs. We had all that in the past, and we remember those things. And certainly I was working during 9/11 and that kind of thing, but it was it's a whole different landscape now. So one thing I was gonna, well, I'm probably gonna hop all around here because that's how my brain works, and today I just didn't feel like you know, planning out the video. I just wanted to give you a personal update. So I emptied this pen. This is the Llama Vista, and it had that Kobe number 41 Suma Riku Rose. Oh, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous color. I got it behind me here. See if I don't knock over everything. I got to get talented on this. Let's see. Here it is, right here. And I showed it on my last video. It's that really pretty magenta. So I finished the fill, and I was thinking about refilling it again, but I've got some other of my pens that I haven't emptied yet, so I was working on those too, because I've got this, I've got the Kianit du Nepal is halfway, and it's getting toward the end of March. It's hard to believe that, and I've really used quite a bit of the ink. I'm pretty sure this is my Genhal 159. I'm pretty sure that that one should be getting low, because I've written with it a lot. Yeah, can't even really see, well, the ink just barely in the converter there, I can see it. So that's good too. I always like to write them dry, especially before the end of the month. But then a lot of times I'll refill them too soon, and then I won't use up the rest of my pens. So I've got a list behind me there. I'm not sure. I think I had six pen pals to write to, and now I think there's one on that list that I've written to, because I rewrite it on an index card to kind of show my progress and just keep it real clean. That's another thing I wanted to mention. One of the things that I noticed just sort of evolved naturally during this pandemic is that with about 3 of my pen pals, we're emailing at this time. And oh, you know, I know how that sounds, right? Because we all love our fountain pens and we love to write with them. But I think maybe it's just a comfort thing where we hear from each other a little bit more, and it's, you know, not having to run to the post office quite as much maybe, or get more stamps right away with the uncertainty and so on. I was really lucky that I was stocked up on stamps, and I can always order them. We can order them through online, things like that. But I felt really fortunate that I was all stocked up. So that's just something that sort of organically evolved there, and I'm enjoying that, actually. I'm enjoying it very much, and hopefully I won't make a pest out of myself, because I type really super fast, and the typing, it keeps up better with my quick thoughts that I have, so it's interesting how that is. Today we've got the air conditioner on, and I'm not used to it, so I'm cold. But when I go outside, it's 90 degrees outside. I don't see how I could be cold with the air conditioner set on 76 or 77, something like that. Anyway, at least it's working good. That tells me that much. But I'm used to it being quite a bit cooler, so the cats are loving that air. So other things I've been working on, I've been my sewing skills are so poor, but we have the pattern, and I've already had 2 rejects on trying to make a couple of masks, and I think I've finally got it now. The last thing I did was really a knuckleheaded thing. I ended up not putting the elastics inside the way I should have. I just wasn't thinking with the construction, with the way that the pattern was going together. And I'm not sure, I guess it just made us feel better that maybe we could use up some of our material and make some, and then see where they're most needed if and when we can actually get them out. Because Manuel can cut and pin, and I can sew. So I think I can sew. The first 2 were dismal attempts, but so it's been quiet, and it's so interesting because I had videos that I had been planning on doing, like about the decision journal, and I got sat right down to put my notes together on that, and it just, the whole thing looked different now. It's not that it's any less valid. In fact, I think, you know, I think it's so good, the whole concept, and I wrote out another one last night. That one lives right up above where I sit. So I was working on one last night too, but I thought, wow, everything almost looks different to me after you know, this beginning of this pandemic. And so some things they no longer seem important at all, of course. And even things that I would have called trivial now seem real important. So I thought I need to give myself time before I actually do that video. It's a promised video that I told you I was going to do, and I will do it. Definitely. I read about having a decision journal first in Atomic Habits. And then I just Googled it, and apparently it's something that a lot of people with businesses do. And they run through this whole worksheet and process. And mine is much simpler than that. But I'm gonna just let that settle, my new thought processes that are coming forward before I try to do that video. And this inventory, it really seems important. And I'm going right down through all the categories. Right now I'm on brown. So I have all of my inks in these, my private collection samples in these shell boxes. You know, they're shotgun shell boxes. And then each color also has a little basket of samples that pen friends have sent that I needed to get all of these inventoried and then out in one of the columns, which I'll show you when I do that video. Looking forward to that. That'll be a very simple one. Then I have indicated whether I've reviewed it or not, which is super easy to do because I'm right here on my desktop and I just have another tab open with my channel and I check to see, because I can't even remember on some of them. It's been a long time. It's been 2.5 years at least. And so there's quite a few ink profiles out there that I did. And but that resource is really going to help me, and I'm going to be able to have that shareable link for all of you, because like someone will say, I'm just going to pull a blue ink, just, you know, okay, someone might say, do you have DC Super Show Blue 2018? Well, in a perfect world, I would know what I have, exactly what I have, but I have so many generous pen friends that I've got, this is one of my trays with the blue, and then I've got another one that's partially, I can't remember what I think I did the dark blues in one and then the really bright ones in another. So no, I can't sit here and answer an email without, you know, bringing my little cart over and checking, because my brain just doesn't work that way. And then I've got, well, these are all the blue index cards, and apparently these are some more blue. But what I love about this system, I should save this for that video actually, but I'll say it anyway. I love that I can just pick any one, and as long as I'm keeping them separated, that I've already entered that onto the spreadsheet, that's the only thing I need to make sure of. That's why I'm going color by color like that in most cases. But then I found this one just sitting there by itself without even a little coloring card. Birmingham Americus Oyster Bar Salmon Hors d'oeuvres. Now it must have gotten separated from it, so that's the color. It's kind of a peach color. It got separated, but I thought, hey, no big deal. Just enter it in, because it's all going to alphabetize and resort once I ask it to do that. And then I will turn around and put it on my desk because it needs an index card. So it's making things kind of come together. And I think that's an important thing for any of us if we aren't homeschooling and we aren't working from home, or whatever it is that we usually do has been disrupted, because even in a retired lifestyle, we had our patterns of going walking, going out different places, the bookstore, you know, places like that, the libraries, we miss that, you know, but finding the positive projects, because this project seemed overwhelming to me just a few weeks ago, but now it's like comforting that it's there, and it's comforting that there's so much of it that it's going to take me a long time. And so everything has changed. So, you know, that's the only way to describe it, I think. And because we're all in this together and everybody's experiencing something, you know, with this, different, not all the same, but there will be an awful lot of common threads, I'm sure, that we'll all experience. So I think that's it for my little personal update, because I want to kind of hop over and show you that that ink indexing, but I want to do that as a separate video because this is too chatty. This isn't for everybody, I'm sure. The cats are all doing great. Coco has grown like a weed. He's like 8 months old now, and he's big. He still gets himself into a few little jams, but he's actually, you know, where he gets into things. And like he had my, he stole my little microphone cover, and we found it in the bedroom. And I had just cleaned the bedroom, completely cleaned it. Thank goodness, you know, under the bed. I'd even mopped under there, because otherwise it would have been really dirty, because somehow he got a hold of that and ended up with it over there. And I've got to put it in a little box now because I don't want him to eat it or anything. That would be a disaster. He's a rascal. And Willie, bless his heart, he's got so much patience with Coco, but there's a limit, and then he just like, I'm out of here. And Princess has just been hanging out, mostly outside, because she loves the warm weather, but she's been in a lot too. So I think that's it. I am wishing all of you, you know, the very best, and I hope everybody's staying healthy and finding things to do if and not too much, because I can only imagine that some people are quite overloaded. I recall all my days where I was doing caregiving of my husband's parents, and you know, taking my son to school and working part-time. So I remember those days, but it's we're in a different realm now. And you know, sometimes I kind of miss that busyness and the routine, but I can only imagine what it's like if you're having, you know, I have a really good friend who has grandchildren, children, and parents, you know, the whole thing going on at once. And it's a lot. It's a lot. So hang in there, and I hope to be able to bring you some more content soon. I'll get right busy on the little spreadsheet one, because I wanted to show you. It's just enough different from how I did the others that I thought it might be worth a peek. So I'll see you next time. Do take care. And I noticed that we have like 2,800 subscribers here. Pen friends, basically, is what I like to call it. It's like a big pen club. Thank you, and welcome to all the new people. It's exciting and it's fun, and I do really enjoy this place and all of you. So I'll see you next time. Bye for now.